What's going on, everybody? You are watching Vikings Now by Chat Sports. I'm your host, Patrick Siepman, and coming up on today's show, it's a good old-fashioned Minnesota Vikings mailbag where I answer your questions around our favorite football team. It's my favorite segment I do here every week. It's just me and you chopping it up about some good old Vikings football. But speaking about some Vikings football, big-time game this Sunday. Vikes got a chance to get back over 500 in a must-win game. I hate when people just throw the term must-win around too loosely, but for the Vikings, this is it. This is a must-win game. You lose this, you pretty much kiss your playoff hopes goodbye, which I hate having that much pressure on a Week 5 game when you are 2-2, but that's just reality of the situation. So if you guys want the Vikings to move to 3-2, hit that thumbs up icon like today's show. Unfortunately, Board coming in here saying, do you think the Vikings will get blown out, or do you think the Browns will get blown out by the Vikings? If so, what would be the score between the two teams? So, unfortunately, Board, I think it is very unlikely you get a blowout in either direction this weekend. But if it is going to be a blowout, it will probably be in favor of the Minnesota Vikings. But what could the score be in a blowout? I think the Vikings are going to have to shut them out or max give up 3 points. I can't see the offense scoring 30 points by themselves this weekend. I would consider blowout maybe 3 scores. So I think the score would have to be maybe 20-3. I would chalk that up as a blowout. 23-3, 24-3. Maybe if you want to get up to 31-3, you're going to have to mix in another Isaiah Rodgers touchdown. But I don't see a blowout this weekend. My score prediction is actually 16-10. I'm calling this right now. Vikes will be up 16-10. There'll be a minute 20 left, and Dylan Gabriel will have a chance to go put the ball in the end zone, and then hopefully Flores at his defense, forces an interception or something. But I got 16-10 for Week 5. As we did have Z Cool coming in with a $10 super chat. Appreciate you, Z Cool. Saying, given the start to this season, what does Kwesi and KOC do differently this next offseason to strengthen the team? Fantastic question, Z Cool. So I won't really answer this directly for this reason. I don't think we have any evaluation on what the 2025 Minnesota Vikings are as it stands right now, heading into Week 5. Because, with the amount of injuries this team has had, with, you're having 2 games across the pond, you opened up prime time, then you were Week 2 Sunday night. A lot was working against the Vikings this year, and they obviously haven't been healthy. We haven't seen the 5 offensive linemen that we brought in play a single snap together this season. So it's tough to get evaluation on this team, but what would they do differently? Just off right now, maybe don't bring in guys with lengthy injury history. That would probably be what I would say. But, Hargrave and Allen, they've been pretty terrible to start this year, especially against the run. But I still think the process with the Vikings was correct. You had a rookie quarterback on that rookie deal. You won 14 games with a, probably a B-plus level roster. They tried to make it an A-A. And I still think when they are fully healthy, when this team is clicking on all cylinders, they can be that good of a roster. We just haven't seen it so far. So I don't really have a good answer for you, Z. Obviously, I appreciate you sending it in, but I don't really know if they would do anything differently. I think it's going to be more of the same. The one thing I will say that they are going to attack differently, I think Kwesi getting multiple picks in 2026. We're up to 11 right now. I think you're going to try to start shifting to building through the draft because they're not going to have a lot of money to spend in free agency. So it's going to be a polar opposite of last offseason where free agency is going to be awesome. The draft is going to stink. Probably going to be the opposite this year where the draft is going to be really cool, but free agency might not be a lot of moves. But Z-Cool, great question. Appreciate you. Noah Carl saying, when is J.J. McCarthy going to come back and start? I saw a stat where J.J. McCarthy has the second longest snap to release time in the NFL. The line is terrible, but this might be contributing to it. Yeah, I saw that as well. Obviously not a good stat to have, but also I think there's multiple reasons why this is the case. Number one, J.J. McCarthy's a young quarterback. He's making his first 2 starts in the NFL. You're going to naturally think that you just have more time than you actually do. And also the second part of it is just the Vikings having these long developing routes. We talked about KOC, how frustrated we were with him during the first 2 weeks. He didn't really give J.J. McCarthy any easy answers. J.J.'s ADOT, by the way, average depth of target, is one of the highest in the NFL. So clearly he was pushing the ball down the field, but also with him having a long snap to release time, I think that's just with how the Vikings run their offense. So I think it's a little bit of everything. Obviously J.J. McCarthy holding on to the ball too long plays a factor into that, but I think it's just with him being young and the offensive system just plays into that a little more than I think we initially thought as fans. But Big Obese saying, do you think the offensive line could be one of the best in the NFL? Like on paper, it had the chance to be. Like, Brian O'Neill, Christian Darrisaw, like those guys are locks. I'm very confident O'Neill will be able to come back from that sprained MCL. But I guess the question marks become now is like, Ryan Kelly, are we going to get anything out of him for the rest of the season? Like, can he stay healthy? Can he not get another concussion for the rest of the year? Will Fries, we thought he was going to be a lot better than what he has been. He has not lived up to that 5-year, $88 million deal. And Donovan Jackson, he's looked very good so far, but he's got a wrist injury. So I think the potential for this offensive line, even if they're fully healthy, is no longer top 3, top 5 in the NFL. But I still think when they're all ready to go, they could be top 10. But again, it's also concerning. You get the worst offensive line potentially in the league right now. Are you just going to, and maybe it's just as simple as that. You get 3 starters back, you're back to being that. But I don't know about best in the NFL, but it can still be top 10. Bram Olsen saying, how long do we have Justin Jefferson? Other notable stars we invest in, J.J. McCarthy 2 to 3 years. Will current stars be gone? Well, we got Jefferson until 2028 at least. You still got Christian Darrisaw on the same timeline as well, and that's also when McCarthy's rookie contract wraps up. But like any younger, will current stars be gone? Like maybe like a Van Ginkel won't be here in 2 to 3 years. Maybe a guy like Cashman won't be here. Maybe even like a Jonathan Gennard if he's somehow getting more money from another team. I don't know, but yeah, that's also why I think Kwesi is stacked or stockpiled draft picks in 2026 because he understands I'm not going to be able to go poach these stars now in free agency. We're going to have to draft and develop them. That's why he's got 11 picks in 2026. The stars in this team in 2 to 3 years are probably guys you're going to draft. Maybe even this past draft class, like a Donovan Jackson. Maybe Tai Felton works out, but I think the Vikings are going to slowly start shifting to trying to build through the draft, which they haven't done under the Cam era. Reed Southern saying, do you think is going to come back after the bye, or who do you think is going to come back after the bye week? After the bye week, you should be getting back. I'm going to say probably not on Brian O'Neill. I'm going to play it cautious with there, especially with how the injury's been going. I should probably be a little more pessimistic about these guys coming back. But I'm assuming you'll get Van Ginkel back. But again, that neck injury is scary. Probably not on Aaron Jones. Probably getting Donovan Jackson back. You're probably getting, hopefully, Ryan Kelly back. But Cashman, for sure. I think Cashman will 100% be back in the fold. But, yeah, probably say Cashman, hopefully Van Ginkel, hopefully Donovan Jackson. I don't know. I don't want to say anything, and then it's like week 7 rolls around. It's like, all right, we got the same injuries that we had during week 5. So probably the only one I think is guaranteed is probably Blake Cashman. But appreciate you, Reed Southern. But let me ask you guys this. Speaking about the NFC North, can the Vikings still win the NFC North? You guys let me know your thoughts down below. Give me a Y for yes. Give me an N for no. You guys let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. Can the Vikings still win the NFC North? Are you giving up? Are you still buying into this team? Let me know your thoughts down below. Now we'll get to more of you guys' questions here in a second, but today's episode is brought to you guys by Prize Picks. Now, you and I make decisions every day, but on Prize Picks, being right can get you paid. So don't miss any of the excitement this football season on Prize Picks, where it's good to be right. Now, if you guys download the app today, plug in promo code CONS. We'll hook you guys up with $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Now, Prize Picks, they have a new feature called Stacks, meaning you can pick the same player up to 3 times in the same lineup. So, for example, if you want Josh Allen's pass yards, rush yards, and touchdowns, now you can pick all of them in the same lineup only on Prize Picks. And you can also follow other players on Prize Picks directly on the app and copy their lineups in just one click. Whether it's a friend, celebrity partner, or just someone whose picks you like, hit that follow button. Check out every lineup they create in the new Feed tab on Prize Picks. So download the Prize Picks app today. Plug in promo code CONS. Get $50 in lineups. After you play your first $5 lineup, that's code CONS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. But shout out to Prize Picks for sponsoring today's show. Prize Picks. It is good to be right. All right, next question coming in here from Elder's Channel. Yeah, saying, how do you think the Vikings will do during that 4 after the Browns with the Eagles, Lions, Ravens, and Chargers along with the Packers a bit after that? It's going to, come down to health. Like, if this team is banged up as they are right now, even if J.J. McCarthy's back, you're probably going to lose those games. Like the Eagles are an interesting team. Eagles right now can't run the football. They can't pass the football. Their offense actually leads the NFL in 3-and-out rate. They're still winning football games. I think Sirianni, I was so wrong about him. I thought he was just kind of a bonehead head coach. But he's got that team playing very well, at least on the margins, which I think is a coaching stat. But, I mean, man, you go Eagles, Lions, Ravens, Chargers. Like, if the Ravens are fully healthy, they have their guys back, those are probably four of the 6 best teams in the league. Like, that's a gauntlet for the Vikings to go through. But I think record, like, if you could go 2-2, that would be fantastic. You beat the Browns this weekend, you move to 3-2, then you somehow go 2-2, and then you're 5-4. Like, I'll take that with where the Vikings are at. So I'll go 2-2 there. Hopefully, you beat the Eagles at home. Chargers short week might be tough. Then pray that Lamar's hammy is still shaking up for that game. But yeah, I'll go 2-2. Very optimistic though. 2-2 prediction. Roger Bong, is it time to change our O-line coach? 100%. Chris Kuper needs to go. I was gonna probably give him this week to see if he can change it around, but yeah, and I think the biggest reason and the kind of best evidence I could give you guys on why I should go is literally just Ed Ingram. Ed Ingram is the highest graded guard according to PFF right now in the league by a wide margin. And Chris Kuper couldn't get him figured out whatsoever. Ed Ingram looked terrible with the Minnesota Vikings. He looked like a for sure bust. Spent a second-round pick. It was going to be a waste. Yeah, he's got to go. Like, what offensive lineman has he developed? Like, I'm scared for Donovan Jackson. You got to get a new guy in there, so I think it's time to make a change. I will see this week. Maybe they ride it out for a couple more weeks, but also firing an offensive line coach midseason is not good. Like, you want to keep that continuity. You want to keep that chemistry between the coach and the lineman, but if he's just not getting it done, maybe it is time to, move on there. But John Furr coming in with the next one. What's going on, man? Saying, our injury is starting to be an issue with J.J. McCarthy. I mean, maybe not like a full-blown issue, but it's definitely a talking point. I mean, the guy tore his meniscus last year, missed the whole season. Now he's dealing with a high ankle sprain. Those are 2 pretty big-time injuries. And also, J.J., he's got a more slim, slender build. Doesn't have a ton of, weight on him. Like, that's why I love, like, guys like, Dak Prescott, for example, put a bunch of weight on. Like, he's just a thick dude. So, even though he's had injuries, but I just think it's, better protection. But, yeah, are they starting to be an issue? I think 110%, man. I'd be lying to you if I said I wasn't worried about these injuries. This guy missed his whole freshman year or whole rookie year. Then his second year, he's already out with a high ankle sprain, and it's going to be week 7, and we got to get this guy ready to go. So are they starting to be an issue? I think they already were an issue. So hopefully, JJ, give us some good injury luck. Please, please, please. Harvey Buxton, what players will retire after this season? Harvey, 100%. Harrison Smith. I think this is Harry's last year. He's he's barely playing either. Like, I think he's gotten like 16, 17 snaps a game. So I already think they're, heading in another direction at that safety spot. But any other guys, like maybe Aaron Jones, doubt that. Maybe like either Hargrave or Allen, but I doubt that. They both signed multiple year deals. Probably about it. Maybe Ryan Kelly. Ryan Kelly's probably going to be done after this season. But yeah, Ryan Kelly or Harrison Smith, probably the only 2 there. Yeah, maybe CJ Ham as well. Marcos Man saying, what is your favorite Super Mario character of all time? Fantastic question. It's running through my head right now. I got to look at a list here. Favorite Super Mario of all time? This is a great question. I'm just pulling them up so I can see them all. So I was a big Diddy Kong guy for some reason. I feel like Diddy Kong was good. I mean, it's got to be Yoshi. I feel like I'm a Yoshi guy. I think I played with Yoshi probably the most. So Yoshi, Birdo was always sick. Was never a big Waluigi guy. Baby Yoshi, Donkey Kong. Yeah, I'd probably go Yoshi, though. Shout out to my guy, Yoshi. But if you guys made it to the end of today's mailbag, just hit me with the skull down below in the comment section. We appreciate all of you guys for tuning in for this entire thing. Hopefully the Vikes are going to win this Sunday. We'll be live for the game, so tune in then. See you guys next time. Let's go Vikes.